Are we gonna pray before we do this? Or?
Yeah. Let's pray. Because I'm actually getting stressed out for no reason.
Welcome to the lobby. Wait, do it again. 3, 2, 1.
Just kidding. Konnichiwa. Watashi wa Martha desu. Onemae wa.
Look at this. As you can see, we're a bit nervous, so bear with us.
Bear with us.
Bear with us. Say the main purpose and the reason for this.
God's prompting us to share our journey behind closed doors, like really grieving in God and what it was like for us.
So this is pretty much out of my pocket, if that makes sense.
Out of your box or pocket?
Or out of my box.
Out
Yeah, the whole purpose of this is, we lost our child just, how long's it been now, like 2 months? A month or two?
Yeah, about 2 months now.
Yeah, we lost her. She's sitting up there, and obviously we've gone through a storm this last 2 months, so probably a big part of the reason why we're doing this is that's probably our why and why we're doing this.
Just to share
our journey and
I think a big one is to like share what God's doing in our lives now, like what He's been doing. I think that's why we wanted to really start this at the start. Our beautiful girl Emily, but it doesn't take away from the fact that we also have 2 other beautiful girls.
Yes.
Sisi Ihone Ofa Hengawi.
My beautiful girls.
Amelia Ofa Hengawi.
Very strong girls. They're very strong girls, especially for us as parents and what they had to see and what they had to go through. It's just amazes me how they can actually go through that. I know if I was a kid, man.
For real. I think we'll take you guys back to September the 18th. This is the day that we lost Emily, the day that we gave birth. It was crazy, like, we actually found out we lost her on the Friday,
Yeah, that was it.
The Friday was when we found out we lost Emily. And I remember sitting at Blacktown Hospital, and at first they were trying to find the heartbeat, and they couldn't find the heartbeat, and then the nurses got the doctors, and then she came, like my normal doctor, my obstetrician doctor, to come and give an ultrasound. And she was, I think I kind of had an inkling, like at the start I kind of had a feeling, like when she said, like when she looked the first time and she had the screen away, and then she looked and she didn't see anything, and I kind of had a feeling because she's like, I'll be back, I just need to go get another doctor to help me because I can't, this is a new machine. And I'm like, girl, you've been using that machine, don't lie to me now. I was like, but I think I had an inkling, like a little like feeling that something was wrong, because I started to feel like sick. You know that feeling where like something goes wrong and you don't want to know that it's gone wrong, but then like I think like, because like I started to feel, I know this sounds weird, but like I started to feel blue, like very like I'm gonna vomit. And then the head of the pregnancy ward, the head guy comes in and he went on the ultrasound, and then it was when he turned around to my obstetrician and was like, are you gonna tell her? And then she was kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna tell her. But she already started to have watery eyes when she walked in. And then I was like, I think at that moment I was like, like I knew something was wrong. Like I knew something was wrong. I just didn't know the extent of that something. And then straight after that is when I called you in the car park.
Yeah, I didn't take it too well either. As soon as you called, I was just like, you know how your heart just drops. It's not a good feeling. Yeah, I just remember. I think I was outside of my sister's school. And I think I was waiting. Oh, I was waiting there for. Oh, I didn't even know why I rocked up early that day either. I remember. Oh yeah, because I just dropped you. Yeah, it was gonna be a quick one. So I was. I think it was midday, and then my sister was like, "Oh, can you pick me up?" And for some reason, I was already parking up and just waiting outside of her school. You messaged me, and I just my heart just sank. Like it's not a easy feeling, man.
Yeah, that's true. And then you came back, and you know what's crazy is that, like, now that I look back on that day, and then I was like, we literally went back to go pick up your sister, and like, didn't like we picked her up and we were like we literally got the worst news of our lives, and then we had to like not. I think about it, I'm like, what are we doing?
But our heads were just
we literally were just like, she walks in the car, she's like, hey, and I'm like, hey.
Like her own self is, like, she's very bubbly, so shout out to
little sister Erina.
To our giant of a sister.
You fool just walks in the car and we just start talking about, like, I remember we started talking about Charlie Kirk, and like I just didn't want to talk. I didn't want to talk at all, but then like, you know, we just, because I don't know why we did that. I think it's because we ourselves didn't really...
Oh, we weren't processing. Honestly, when that news came out, I was like, man, are you serious? Not again. And it was just on my head. I remember just, that whole drive was just kind of weird because, like...
It didn't feel real.
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden we were at home and I just don't even know how we got there.
Well, that's the thing. I think I was planning to get a meal before that, and all of a sudden I just forgot about everything. I just drove her back home, and then on the way home it was just...
it was just, it felt so numb, I think. Like, for me, it just felt like... 2 seconds later you were like, okay, we're at home now, and I was like, then... I think a part of me, you know what was crazy? Actually, I don't think it's crazy. I think, during that time, I think it was, like, it would be quite normal. But when we found out on Friday, because we birthed her, Thursday? We gave birth to her on Thursday. Little insider thing, I was talking to one of my friends about it, actually, who understands what we've been going through. But little insider thing, when we found out on that Friday, and I think, when did I see her? When was I talking to her? On the Monday, I think.
You went twice, I think, that week.
No, when I was talking to this friend of mine.
Oh.
And I remember telling her, I was like, I was in like mad denial. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, maybe they've got it wrong, right? Because I know our God is a good God. I know our God is a big God, and you know he wouldn't do this to us. And maybe we're gonna have a miracle. Maybe they're going to say, oh yep, you lost baby on Friday, but then when we go back in on Thursday. We were supposed to go in on Wednesday. When we'll go back in on Wednesday, they're going to find a heartbeat. And they're going to, you know what I mean? Like, it was that kind of denial. Like, I was in that mind, like, maybe God's leaving baby in my stomach for this amount of time because he's testing me. And I know, like, I think about it now, and, you know, if you don't understand that situation, you wouldn't understand, like, you would think it's crazy, right? You would think to yourself, like, girl, you're losing it. You're absolutely losing it. But I really thought, like, that God was, like, leaving baby in because, you know, like, he's telling me, like, oh, I'm testing you and I'm testing your obedience. And I was in my head, I'm not kidding, in my head, I was like, I wasn't even crying that much because I was so set that God was going to miraculously bring her back to life again. That's why he's leaving her in my stomach for that long. And, like, that's why, like, you know, obviously when we told Hone, our oldest, and you told your sister, like, I didn't cry that much because I really thought that. I really thought, like, our God is a big God. Our God is a healer. He performs miracles, you know. And I thought, I sat back and I just kind of thought to myself, like, yeah, this is it. Like, I'm going to be, and now I think about it, and I'm like, I'm going to be a miracle, you know? And then we come in and to take the medication.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, I even remember, what's Sunday? Sunday we had to go to take the meds. We had to go take medication on that Sunday. And I think I was even like, oh, just one more ultrasound.
Oh, yeah.
Just one more ultrasound.
Yeah.
So I'm not going crazy. Because I felt kicking.
Yeah.
Remember I was telling you, I was like, on Saturday I felt kicks. I felt movement in my stomach. And like I even called up the nurse and I was like, am I losing it?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like that's why I felt that. That's why I felt like she's still alive.
Yeah.
Because I felt kicking. And then, yeah, then when we went into that Sunday, and I remember my amazing nurse. Honestly, shout out to her. I can't even remember her name now. She was so lovely. Hey, she even was like, yeah, I'll get another ultrasound machine in here. Because I was like, I feel kicking. She's still alive. I was like, you didn't have the last say. God has the last say. Yeah, I was in the Lululand.
Yeah, honestly, I was probably just like, man, this just show it the ultrasound to the doctor because, yeah. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. Like, obviously, if that was it for her, then that was it. Because if she was gonna say, yeah, she's not moving again,
Yeah.
and I just remember, just sitting there with you, and like, I had to have my mind straight before. Yeah, even before that, I didn't have my mind straight before that. That's the thing. Like, what was that? Monday or something? Or Sunday?
I thought it was a Sunday.
So it would have been a week after she, a week after she passed away, and then the next week we had to go back in there. Was that the day?
It wasn't that far apart.
Was it?
I think it was Sunday we had to go in for the medication. That's when I asked for the ultrasound and to sign all the papers.
Oh.
And then I ended up, you know what's crazy? I didn't think having a stillbirth was like a normal birth, like having the contractions and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
wild. Absolutely wild.
Wait, you're skipping a bit, but yeah. Before we go into that delivery,
yeah, sorry.
yeah, we're just talking about beforehand because, like, for me, it wasn't. You know what? It kept on replaying when we drove back, and like it was on my mind. It just made me feel like really like, I feel sad. Just when you said that in the ultrasound, she was holding on to an umbilical cord. I was like, because you already know, like she was trying like to stay, like that she was fighting.
Yeah. Oh, far out.
She was really fighting.
When she did that last ultrasound, our doctor turned around to both of us and said that she was still holding on to the umbilical cord, like it was literally like she saw the thingy. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think that image kind of. The image in itself just says a lot about, her as being a fighter, man.
Yeah.
There's tissues over there. Oh. Yeah, that was pretty.
I don't know if she said that just to like make us feel better.
No, it doesn't.
I understand her heart behind it, right?
Yeah.
Like, but I think to set such an image, like, I wanted to vomit. Like,
I don't know if she was. Yeah, that's the thing. What is she? It's just being dramatic, but in a way, like it was in my head for some reason.
Yeah.
And then, for like when you said that, I was kept on replaying in my head, and like, on that way back home, I was just like, wow, she really held on, like she wanted to. It just shows that she was a fighter, and she wanted to be matengata like her mom.
For those who don't know what matengata means, it means very well behaved in Tongan. Very well behaved.
Yeah, she really thought that was powerful. Even when you delivered it, that was when I got to see her. It only lasted a good 30 minutes. Yeah, that delivery.
It's like 2 hours.
2 hours? Was it?
In active labour.
Oh, it felt like 30 minutes to me.
Crazy, yeah, because you know how you're not going through it?
No. I was going through it. I had to hear you. You were giving it to me while I was like, what the? Is that how it feels? It's painful.
Well, it doesn't tickle. We gave birth and they brought her back to us. And I'll be honest, I just didn't want to see her.
So
quiet.
Yeah. But you already know, like, those quiet moments are just, it's a peace. It's a grace of God. Yeah, I remember, I told you, like, we were going through the book of Psalms, I think, me and her. Just reading for good. I think it was a good 2 hours. 3 hours?
Yeah, probably about 3.
Oh, it went fast. Like,
I woke up and you guys had just finished.
Yeah, and we would just sit on like one of the Bible verses. I just remember, being with her, and it felt like she was there, like in spirit, just reading with me, and it felt calm, like she wanted to hear me like read, the Bible together. Yeah. That's the thing, and man.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
I think now that we can sit back and unpack it, we've been unpacking it behind closed doors, but I think now that not that we have to share our story, but I think we want to share our story. Because I know if we were going through this, being in the world and not being where we are, so strong in what we believe in and who we are, but most importantly, like who we belong to, right? Mm-hmm. I think if we didn't have that kind of identity, I feel like, honestly, I'll be so honest, I will be back through the trenches. Alexa, play Trenches. I think we would be there. And I think a part of me, like, I really came to the end of myself during this, like, to the absolute rock bottom of bottoms. Like, I've never had this kind of, like, I was giving real, like, NWA vibes. Like, don't talk to me ever in your life. To everyone. To my kids, you, like, everyone.
Yeah, that would have been your toughest out of all the...
And we've lost a few kids. Like, I'm not saying that lightly. Like, we've had quite a few miscarriages.
We've lost a few along the way. Especially, I think that's your most... What would you say it? Your most dramatic...
Dramatic is crazy.
Dramatic.
I ain't that dramatic. I'm pretty dramatic.
No, it's that was your most, like, what would you say it? That was your
the hardest
moment. And
you know what was so damn hard? Having to give it to God. Like, and still say at the end of the day, like I love you, God, with a full heart, because I didn't love him for a bit. Yeah. I was really like, who are you? Who am I? I'm that girl. I don't need you. But, like, at the same time, like, I think also that's where a big thing where with our kids' faith, kind of came into play, right? Like, I think a lot of the stuff that we were planting inside of our kids previous to this had really come into fruition.
In those years of our miscarriages, like, the enemy was working hard. It was very, like, my identity, everything, like, I was...
Look, I think it's been a lot. I think fertility in general for us has been a lot.
And we were already in talks, like, what do we do now? Because COVID was just entering in and that time, and that morning after that happened, I think you went to work, and I dropped off Honda to school, and I was just such a... I think when I was driving, I was like, man, I'm so... Just kept on questioning in my head, what am I doing? What am I doing here? What am I doing here?
You like...
I was just... Yeah, I was like... Honestly, I think like I even had a thought in my head where that was my last bite to Honda, dropping her off.
That's wild.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me this.
Yeah, I felt like it because I think that was the morning also that one of the our cousins, the little cousins called us up to come and drop off a phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
Oh my gosh! I just started a new job.
You just started a new job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been the morning, and I was on the way there, and just as I'm about to hop onto, I'm on Sunny Holt, and just as I'm about to turn onto the motorway, I don't know what it is, but like, I just got out my phone and I know I shouldn't have been done that.
If you're a police officer listening, don't listen, right? JR, don't listen, right? As of now, don't listen.
But as I was turning into the motorway, I just had an urge to actually get my phone out, and then I got up. And mind you, you knew I didn't listen to any worship music prior to that.
Oh my gosh! Look at
you even call it
music. Hate it. Off topic, but I hate it. It's just a bunch of reggae, Afro beats, and then hardcore rap.
No. All of the drilling came on that.
Mr. 14 came out, HP boys.
HP 14, you know.
Can I make one thing real? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well.
Sorry.
The to the entry into the motorway, and then I looked at my phone and I played what's that called? What's that song called? You don't have to worry.
How does it go?
Something like that. And don't you be afraid.
Joy comes in the morning. Trouble stayed away.
Alright, that wasn't the cue for you.
What? Sorry.
Alright, anyway. Back to my encounter, but yeah, when I turned on and when I heard those words, they like, poof.
Yeah.
It was something. It was an encounter where I just felt the glory, like it's weird explaining it because like some people don't. It's something that
They won't understand.
Yeah, some people won't understand until you actually go through it, where you actually feel that love just come down. It's so it's such a warm feeling, and even though I was bawling my eyes out, when I was bawling my eyes out, it just felt like, damn, this feels like love.
Yeah,
like a different love that is coming down while the worship music was playing. I was like, hold on. Yeah.
have to worry. But don't you be afraid.
Yeah, those words really spoke to me, and it's true. Like when God writes a new song in your heart, you can't help but just feel the love at that moment. Because when I didn't know what worship is, but like if that was worship and that was my encounter with God, like damn,
That's crazy. That's
yeah.
cool.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's a different feeling when you actually encounter God. It's a very what would you say? It's very just what's the word? Still, just very calm.
Yeah, like a stillness.
Yeah, it's still calm,
It's
and you
true,
just feel
people say
like
that.
everything in your mind just goes like instantly. You're just like, damn, everything I just worried about yesterday, like out the window. Like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, I'm here. I'm getting this radiant feeling that is so warm, and it's just powerful because you don't know how you don't feel that kind of presence anywhere else unless you actually come to God. And when I encountered that, I was like, damn, this is actually okay. You've heard my word, like
You're real.
you're real. You heard my prayer. You're real. So, and that would probably be the moment that I still hold on to this day, because I know that's the God that we actually serve hears us and actually knows that we are called and served for His purposes. So, I was really in a wreck that day, and just actually knowing that our God is not just a God that we is reading our Bibles, is actually a God that actually meets you at your end point. Yeah. And when the words were just singing out to me, it was like He was speaking to me. So, like, you don't have to worry and don't be afraid. Just spoke to me. Yeah, and that was the beginning where God actually, I had a godly encounter. So, I still that still drives me to what I'm doing to this day, and how I actually come into the faith is.
I think not just that. I think also like how you father our kids, how you like how you are as a husband. It plays a massive role. But I also think like it played a massive role into how we go through our seasons, like especially this season, because I feel like if we weren't equipped on how we are, the way we are in our faith and how we stand firm and just stick to God's truths, I really think I don't even want to think about it. Like, what could have happened after Emily and that if we weren't in God. So I think it played a massive benefactor in how we are.
That's the thing. Yeah, I can't do this walk without God. It just it pains me even to think of that any day of my life
Without Him.
to be without Him.
100%.
Like I never want for myself and even my kids, like even especially you, because as a man of the house, is your job is to speak into the atmosphere, and the power of a man is really true, because man comes, God comes to the man before the rest of the family, and what Emily's done for us is nothing short of what He's already done before. So
it's hard, eh? I feel like this chapter with Emily, it's not that we've closed it. I think it's like we've been able to mourn her so beautifully while being in God. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, how do I explain it? I think the other day when we were talking in the car, and we just took take a look back on, you know, what we've been through, where we're coming from, where we're about to go. But I think, like it's normal. I feel like, yes, it's very normal for women to not get over things, or like to get over it, but in due time, right? But I think one thing that a lot of people don't understand, that actually I had to understand it, like knowing that I was mourning, because I felt like, you know, like just going back to Emily, I felt like that I had to mourn harder than you because I gave birth to her. Like, I felt like, honestly, I disregarded your mourning. That's why we had that massive blow up on that Sunday in the hospital. But I felt like that. I felt like, you know, I felt like that I should be more upset than you because, and I disregarded the way that you mourned because, you know.
I think it's, yeah, for me, like, morning you have to go through it, and it's doesn't matter if you actually come like overcome the morning. Like, you obviously gotta remember that you have you know, I have you that I need to deal with, so that I have to.
You have me.
No, what I'm saying is that, you know, it's not my job just to mourn, but actually, you know, Jesus says to mourn with those who mourn, and
yeah, that's true. And freaking hell, it's been hard.
And yeah, it has.
It's been hard.
It's been hard.
And like, it's been so hard that I've didn't even want to talk to God's people that I would normally talk to in like our day-to-day life. And I was like, I don't want to bother it.
Yeah.
And I think it's hard. I think it's hard coming back into society. Like, you know, well, like, I just don't want people to. I had this idea, like, I don't want people to look at me as like the woman who lost a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But also at the same time, like I wanted that, but then I also was like, leave me alone. Like, leave me alone, please leave. Like, just, you know.
Yeah, it was
I didn't want to have my cake and eat it.
It was hard for you to. Well, for me, I just kind of looked at you, just like, yeah, I know she's not gonna, she's not gonna want to talk to anyone or go to church or anywhere else.
I hated you every morning. You'd wake me up for church.
I just love to be at the house. It's nothing on you, but like, you know, when you actually understand, you know, the house of God, and it's better to be there than anywhere else.
You're right. Like, I look back at it now, and you know, we're slowly picking our feet back up again. But it's hard. It is really hard.
And it shouldn't. Yeah. And it's always going to be hard when you don't understand the answers to your questions. Obviously, you have to deal with why, and you were saying that why all the way here, and then end it here, God, because
it is. That's a question that people ask when you lose someone. Why all the way here? And then you
get to that point.
You get to the point, and you're like, Docs, I was ready for you. I was ready for you. You know, like, why? Like, that was the question that was on our lips for a long time. Like, you know, why all the way, all of these salvations, going through this and that, flipping packs, only just to take Emily. Why? Like, you know, saving our marriage, everything. Why go through that whole thing just to take Emily? And I hated God for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely hated him for it. Like, I'll be honest. You know, I don't hate him now. But, like, you know, if there was... And I think he knew. Like, he knew that. And above all else, above everything else, Like, he was sending me so many things to just show me that he still loves me, even though I'm, like, cursing at him in the wind. You know what I mean? Like,
It's funny, yeah.
and little stuff. Like, very little stuff. Like, I feel like, you know, a big thing for me was having to lean on you even though I didn't want to during this time. Like, really just be like, you know, not that I didn't want to, but just, I already knew you had so much on. Like, with studies and the kids and running our business. Shout out to A&O Sweets and Gifts. But, like, you know, all of that. Yeah. And you already had so much. And I think a part of me was like, you know, why would God bring me back here again for this? What was the reason? And I think we've slowly come to terms with it. I think we've slowly understood why God did what he did. Doesn't make it hurt any less. But I think... But actually, one thing really was so beautiful during this time was God had rebuilt a relationship between... He actually healed my relationship between me and my sisters and my mum. Like, bro, remember when I told you I was like, I don't want him to come over? But, like, he really did. He really, really healed it. Like, in a way that, like, we could actually communicate. And, like, communicate not in a fighting way, but communicate like normal human beings. You know? And, like, and also, like, having them see how we're mourning and giving us the space to do that. You know, like, we would get in the car at, like, 10 o'clock, and they didn't even ask. They didn't even ask why we were going, where we were going. We just wanted to go for a drive. And they understood. They were just like, oh, yeah, you guys go. Like, leave us with the kids. And, like, that stuff, like, Father, like, actually meant a lot to me. And to you as well. Yeah. But, like, a lot for me.
Actually, yeah, the reason why you want to talk about the reason why it came to that point, because at the beginning we, you know, had a lot of what would you say?
Animosity.
Yeah, you guys I didn't get into this. One thing as a man, you never get into your in-laws' business. You know, that's their fight to do.
I think, like, I look back at it now and I don't even know what we all kind of, like, had a fight about. Like, I think it was just a lot of just past trauma that we and past unforgiveness and bitterness that we didn't even, like, want to forgive each other for. We said it with our lips, but we didn't mean it with our hearts, right? And I think, and it's not that, like, you know, like, especially with my mum, like, I got along with my mum. Like, my mum's cool, but, like, we just never...
Yeah, just not eye to eye.
Yeah.
A lot of things. And
and, like, God really healed that. Like, losing Emily actually was a flourishing in a lot of different things in our lives. A lot of different things in our marriage. Like, I felt like we loved again. Like, really loved each other again. Not that we were falling out of love, but it was just, I felt like, our love was flourishing for each other again. My relationships with my sisters and my mom and my nieces, like, had really healed. And I think also, not only healed, but them seeing the boundaries that we have put in place within to protect our family as well. You know what I mean? That was really beautiful.
Beautiful. And even to the time where you actually, you know, what God's been doing in your family, like, I've seen you go through it, and it was heartbreaking for you because you're such a, you stand by your family from the get-go. You're the father in their family, so for for God to really do a work from the beginning where you guys never saw eye to eye and like till then to now, you know, like I said, like when we named Emily too, like God was giving us their name Manasseh.
Yeah, and it's funny because they all in the Tongan tradition we name our kids after people. Actually, we don't even name them.
Yeah,
Your sister names them.
But the powerful meaning behind that name, man, it just echoes like what you went with your family, like how you've come with your family, because that talks, you know, in the Bible it talks, it's Manasseh's, Manasseh. So Joseph named one of his sons Manasseh, and you know Joseph in his story where he gets, you know, neglected by his own brothers and
sold.
he gets pushed onto dark places. After that, he was sold onto to slavery, and later on, you know, it's a beautiful story if you get to read it in Genesis, where they all come back and they reconcile.
Yeah, true.
Which is crazy because that's how God works, man.
Like for real, like
and just the meaning behind that name too is pretty crazy.
Yeah, because I chose Emily.
Yeah,
I chose Emily because I just loved the name Emily.
Yeah.
Like it was just so beautiful and simple, and I always thought Emily was just so lovely.
Yeah, like the meaning behind that name, it pretty much
Manasseh.
Yeah, pretty much Manasseh means to let that stuff go. Well, that's what a famous preacher, that I used to that I watch, and he was explaining that name, and it meant to let that stuff go. Like that's powerful, and it's still, and just for that name, especially in that whole year, whenever I thought about the baby that was in you, it was just God. Like I heard the Holy Spirit just say Manasseh, Manasseh, and I was like, Manasseh, that's a boy's name.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like we called out so Emily's name, her whole name is Emily Faith Manasseh Offahengawe. And it kind of works out really well because, you know, through this whole thing, we've had to stand firm on our faith and let quite a lot of things go.
Yeah.
You know, and Emily was just pretty, but it wasn't just something that we, you know, picked up out of the Bible, and you know, it was our whole season. It's our life. We named Emily after things that we were going through in God and still go through, because there is quite a lot of stuff that we had to let go, and I think.
Just reconciling with your family.
Yeah, it was the biggest. I think it was the biggest blessing that through losing Emily, it was the biggest thing, right?
I look at it a little different because I know it's already been, you know, the Bible says it's already been written beforehand.
Yeah.
So when you understand that, and you know, John Cameron said this, it stayed with me for since he said it, like he's had his hand from that time until now.
Yeah, that's true.
And even though like we've gone through the seasons that we've gone, like the setbacks, the downfalls, actually knowing that God's hand has been there since from the very beginning is, one of those things I don't want to.
You're right.
We end with Emily's burial.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, actually, when you think about it. That's us. First episode of.
Yeah. What are we?
Is this a podcast?
The first episode of this. Thanks for coming with us.
Yeah. Blessings, guys. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.